Coming up, by the way, after the trophy ceremony, we are going to take you to Nashville for IndyCar racing, the Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix. That is coming up next on Fox, but plenty more to bring you from New York, New Jersey, as we welcome you back inside the stadium. We're getting ready for the presentation, of course, of the World Cup, but of all the other trophies as well, the Golden Glove, the Golden Boot, the Golden Ball. There are quite a few of them. Thierry, Zlatan and Alexi. Alexi, when you look at the World Cup run now for Spain, since the beginning of this tournament to now, does it look like a very nice, steady trajectory?
Yeah, it does. It does look very even, like, as I said, very balanced, you know, while much of the world and the World Cup was focused on stars and big teams, and rightfully so, and they certainly brought it. This team, to the extent that Spain can stay under the radar, was relatively under the radar in what they were doing, getting the wins, not necessarily showing up when it came to the stat sheet in stars, while you had your Mbappes running around and doing what they were doing. This team, their biggest star, Lamine Yamal, he's a world champion. Right? Did he star throughout the tournament? In his own unique way, but certainly not compared to the other stars in this tournament. But we heard Stu, and everybody has said that is part of what this team was built on, is depth and talent and spreading the wealth, regardless of how big a star you are.
It's also built, as you mentioned, Thierry, on identity and on philosophy. It's a system there in Spain. For maybe plenty of people watching who don't yet understand or know too much about that, how can other countries get a system like Spain's?
Go to work. Think about how you want to go about it. At every level, play the same way. This is why they're dominating world football on every level, and it can be men and women. It doesn't really matter. They go about it the same way. But I wanted to add something very important, because before the break we saw Ferran Torres, and before the game we talk about Leo Messi. Don't ever give up. You know why? The World Cup for Spain started on a miss of Ferran Torres in a 6-yard box against Capo Verde. Everyone killed him. Spain cannot score. Spain don't have this. Spain don't have that. I said, be careful, stay quiet and calm, because they don't concede goal and they're good on the ball. They will go about it a different way. Now, who scores?
Ferran Torres.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Don't ever give up. They know what they're doing for a very long time.
Lamine Yamal, we know, we've talked about him with you all competition long. We know you think he's the best player in the world. He hasn't maybe shown that. Maybe is that fair during this World Cup, Zlatan? But 19 years of age, he's a world champion, right?
As Alexis said, he came in the tournament, he wasn't 100%. He didn't have his best tournament, and still Spain dominated every game. That says how good they are as a team, even if Yamal didn't perform. And they won the World Cup without this guy performing like he normally does. So that says how good Spain is. Because when they start to play and when they start to do those passes, they take your spirit away. They take your hope away. And then I know as a player, when I used to play, if I don't touch the ball, if I have opposite opponent that always keep the ball, I get crazy, I lose patience. And you just want to run after them and you start kicking. That is what they did with every team in this tournament. And in the end, they're the best nation in the world.
They did it against some very good competition. I mean, that game against France was almost their coming out party for people that maybe hadn't been paying attention to what the Spain was doing. Again, it's difficult, given how good they are, to ignore them, but relative to other teams, what they did was just complete decimation. And I know Thierry, as much as a Frenchman he is, he recognizes that and admits that. And for a lot of people, are like, wow, this is something special. And then they continued on here again with the patience, understanding it's difficult to break down teams, and sometimes it takes time, but they believed that it was going to come. Maybe it's going to come in the middle, maybe it's going to come in at the end, maybe it's going to come late.
Can I play the host?
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Play well, score a lot of goals, or stop a lot of goals, or win the World Cup?
Listen, the goals come and go, but these are world champions. That's for the rest of their life and for history.
So winning the World Cup.
Of course.
What about you, big man?
I mean, it's not important how you win. It's about winning. But they won it in their way, which makes it even more beautiful.
But the main point is, you would rather win the World Cup than scoring maybe 10 to 8 to 9 goals. I'd rather win the World Cup personally.
And remember,
every day of the week.
He's the best defense also in the tournament.
Yes.
So it's not only about the best attack. He's the best. Best attack normally is the best
They
defense.
defend high. You don't have to defend your box. You can defend in every area of the field. They pick and choose to defend high, and it's the team that conceded the less goal and the less opportunities. Figure it out if you don't understand what I'm saying.
As they say in
Rebecca,
football,
wait.
defense.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Thierry was the host. Keep going.
But where do we go now?
We're going to go to an interview with a winning manager.
So we're going to an interview with the winning manager, and if you don't believe me, you're going to see it right now.
Luis de la Fuente, here we go.
We are world champions. I am very proud, very happy for my players. I was telling your colleagues before that we closed a very important chapter. We've won in all the categories. We've grown together. We reached this stage today thanks to their talent, to their attitude, to their commitment, to their values, and to the huge footballing talent. And on top of that, this team has a long way to go. So we are already thinking what's coming next, what is coming up.
Some thoughts there from Luis de la Fuente, and a key phrase, Alexi, in that interview: we have grown together. How important is that, to try to build some sort of dynasty in football?
But I also think what was key is the way that he phrased it as it's not just at the senior level, it's not just men's, it's women's, it's kind of everything in the way that they think about doing things. Now you have to get buy-in. It's a very different type of culture. It has a history, it has an understanding, it has previous success that they can build on. But at some point, you have to say, this is the direction that we're going because this is who we are. And the players have to believe it, the coaches have to believe it, the fans have to believe it, but the proof is ultimately in the pudding, in the ultimate success. Sometimes it doesn't come immediately, and then you're like, oh, we got to go in a different direction. But they believed in the direction that they were going, and now they're reaping the benefits of it.
The team De Fuente selected for this World Cup, not even one Real Madrid player.
Correct.
Not even one. That's the biggest club in the world. That says how strong this nation is with players.
Yeah, certainly when he named the squad, and then I think during the course of the World Cup, Marc Cucurella is on his way. Yeah, but you're right. You're
That's right.
That's what I mean, Rebecca. Do your research.
Quite literally did.
Okay, no, I wanted to add something. Do I have time
Go,
to add
go,
something?
quick.
No, do you have a philosophy in place in the building, and you go and get a coach that's going to fit that? Or you're going to go and get a coach that switches every time what he wants to bring to you? That's what you need to figure it out. Build something and then go and get someone that's going to fit what you have here. That's what they do.
That's interesting. Yeah, very interesting. Let's hear from the goal scorer, because Ferran Torres, just a second substitute to score the winning goal in a World Cup final. Let's hear from him now.
Ferran Torres, champion of the world. How does that sound?
Honestly, I can't believe it. I just try to enjoy, but I don't know what's happening.
Tell me about the moment that your beautiful left foot made the contact and the net bulged.
Honestly, I didn't think too much. I just saw the ball coming to me, and I just shoot with the power of all the Spanish people.
Eres campeón del mundo. Muchas gracias. Sí, enhorabuena.
Some words there from the goal scorer, the match winner, world champion Ferran Torres. Just a reminder, we will, of course, bring you the trophy lift. We're also waiting for the other awards as well. The likes of the Golden Boot, Kylian Mbappe has won that. The likes of the Golden Ball, Golden Glove as well for best goalkeeper at the tournament. Golden Ball is for best player. Let's talk about Argentina just real quick, because they brought a lot to this tournament, absolutely. Today, what did they bring?
First off, let's keep some history. You know, back-to-back hasn't happened, and it still hasn't happened since 58-62. So it's very, very difficult. History is against them. But this is still a wonderful team. Relative to this tournament, what they did, it's not all Messi, but it is a lot of Messi, and I think people are going to be talking about this team for a long time. But as we mentioned, time and time again, they went to that well, and it was a beautiful well, and it was a magic well, and it was one that not just Argentinian fans, but everybody kind of wanted to be a part of and wanted to see them still have something in it. Today they went to that well, and it was dry, but they did what they needed to do to at least compete, to even have a chance, and that's a credit to them. That's a credit to the mentality. But I think, just as France the other day will say they got beaten by a better team thoroughly, I think even though it lasted this long, Argentina will believe and understand that they got beaten by a better team today.
25 past midnight local time in Madrid, Spain. Nobody's going to bed tonight, I can assure you. Look at the scene in the Spanish capital as for the first time in 16 years and for just the second time in their history, this Spain team, this Spain system, as we've been talking about, is bringing home the World Cup trophy. In terms of Argentina, I'd love to get a word, Thierry, from you both.
I have to say, people need to understand what Argentina was about to do, and Spain stopped them. Copa America, World Cup, Copa America, and then the final of the World Cup. No one has ever done that before in their history. You can take any tournament, you can look at it. So if they did that, I said to Zlatan, I would have dropped the mic and just left. You need to realize what they just missed. And only Spain stopped them doing that. So all I can say about Argentina, listen, what you have done, we see the big man here, or little man like I call him, but you know what I mean by that when I say that. Look, well done Argentina, the grit, the desire. You did it with style before, but you never, ever gave up. And Lex said it, you played against a better team. So thank you, and thank you, Leo.
Almost ready, here we go for the awards. The World Cup is on its way out.
2010 FIFA World Cup winner with Spain.
We've seen members of the 2010 Spain World Cup winning team all around the stadium. Sergio Ramos with a hug for Luis de la Fuente. President of the United States on the field, alongside Gianni Infantino of FIFA. Plenty of awards to give out: the Fair Play Trophy, the Young Player Award, the Golden Glove, the Golden Ball, the Golden Boot, and then the ultimate prize in world football.
FIFA will now present commemorative medals to the match officials for today's FIFA World Cup 2026 final.
The match officials receiving their medals first. President of FIFA first in the line there, Gianni Infantino. Next to President Donald Trump of the United States, the President of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, and Mark Carney, the Prime Minister of Canada, all in the receiving party. The match officials.
FIFA Young Player Award, presented by Aramco.
FIFA Young Player Award is up next. You have to be born on or after the 1st of January 2005. We're looking at Pau Kubasi, the centre-half Thierry Henry focused on before the game. It looks like he's going to receive the award. What a player we've got our hands on here.
Well, it's been for a long time, and you have to give Xavi Hernandez a lot of credit also, because he trusted him right from the start. He trusted Lamine Yamal right from the start, and those guys are proven to be what he thought they were going to be. And this kid, well, this kid is a world champion, you know, but he's still a kid at the end of the day compared to my age. But you have to give him a lot of credit. He's so calm. He does about it the right way. He's getting a warm welcome, I guess, now to go and get his trophy. But I'm very happy for him. He deserves it.
Zlatan in that position as well on the field at centre-half. 19 years of age. What can you say about this player?
I mean, he's a world champion. What more is there to say? He had an amazing tournament. They had an amazing season also with Barcelona. They played the way they play in Barcelona. They play the way they play in Spain. The best defense in the tournament. Obviously, he's not alone, but he had a big impact. And today he was outstanding. And this is why he got the prize also. The best young talent in the tournament, not because of today, but because of the whole tournament. So congrats to him. Great future.
It also shows the faith that they have in these players, regardless of what age. If you're good enough, you're good enough. Doesn't matter how old you are, and if you've grown up in the system, you understand, they'll put you in. They'll start you in a World Cup.
Unai Simon, Adidas Golden Glove winner, best goalkeeper at the tournament. He also has the most clean sheets. What a performance from him and from the players in front of him, Lex.
I mean, sometimes goalkeepers don't get the attention that they deserve. Sometimes they say, oh, you're not facing enough shots, you're not saving the ones that you should save. The mental fortitude that it takes, especially when your team has a lot of possession, to be ready to make that save, and maybe it's the 1 or 2 saves. Don't for a second think that is not quality and that is not important. So I'm glad that he is being recognized, and I think his players in front of him recognize that if and when they make a mistake, there is someone back there that's going to save them.
Also interesting, Thierry, because there was a discussion before the World Cup about which one should start.
The coach answered it straight away. He said Unai Simon will be first, and that's about it. He ended the debate straight away.
How about this, Zlatan? Rodri, best player at the tournament, Adidas Golden Ball.
Well deserved, well deserved. This is a player, we talk about the stars, they scored their goals, they got their assists, but this player here, I enjoy him every time he's on the pitch. He plays a fantastic game, he's a genius, he always takes the right decision. Today he changed him, but Thierry had a point there. When they went one guy up, they didn't needed him anymore on the pitch, because they didn't need the defensive player when he defends and to take those balls, because it was all about the attack. So well deserved. I enjoyed this guy. He's a Ballon d'Or winner also, and now he gets the best player in the World Cup.
And that's my third example of don't give up. He had a rough season, did his cruciate. People thought he couldn't be the player he was going to be. He looked slow. City are not the same. He's not the same. And that's the answer. You lift the World Cup.
In a tournament where we talked so much about the stars, and rightfully so, while he's a star, it's a different type of star. And so I'm glad that he's being recognized, because a lot of the stuff that he does sometimes can go unseen, but it is so valuable. And I think the world recognizes how valuable he is.
And just one more line on Rodri. He's got the full set, hasn't he? World Cup, European Championship, Champions League, Premier League, Golden Ball at a World Cup. The list goes on and on, as Thierry says. He's come back from an awful injury. Here we go. Lionel Messi. Alexi leading up Argentina as runners-up at this tournament.
What can I say about it? Obviously, in this moment, he's a champion, and champions want to win, and they want to win everything, and he has won everything. So he'll be disappointed, but my goodness, I think we can very, very quickly turn it to how important he is, how iconic he is, and how amazing he is, regardless of what the score was today.
And Zlatan, how lucky we are to have seen him play for the last 25 years?
I mean, we have enjoyed him. We have enjoyed him during this World Cup. He has not. I know he's sad he didn't win the World Cup, but listen, he had an amazing World Cup. He kept this team alive. He did some amazing stuff. He had moments where he was human. He had moments where he was not a human. And I hope he can continue to play as much as possible so we can enjoy him even more. Will we see him in another World Cup? I don't know, you never know. But we have enjoyed him and we're happy he plays the game, because we're going to be very sad when he stops playing.
What we have learned, Thierry, is to never bet against him.
No, it takes a team like Spain to be able to beat Argentina. And like I mentioned before, if they won today, they would have done something that I don't know if it would have been possible to do, that to win 4 major competitions in a row. They were very short and close, sorry, to do it. And look at what it means to him. If you ever have any doubt of it, this guy still have some fire in his belly. Look at him. Look at what it means. Look at this. Everyone is clapping because you're looking at him, and this is what he meant. What he means to him. He won already. Well, everything. And look at the guy. Look at the passion, the desire, the love that he has for his country, and how much he puts into it. And you have to give a lot of credit also to Scaloni, because when he arrived in the national team, he didn't look like he was going to be that way. And they did it all together with their fans. They came short today, but thank you, Argentina, once again. And Leo, I don't know what to say anymore about this guy. You know, he came short. Yes, let's just listen to this.
A moment in history as he takes the love from the crowd. Let's take you back to John Strong and Stu Holden for the lifting of the World Cup.
Rebecca, the frightening thing isn't just that Spain have won the World Cup without trailing at any point, while only conceding 1 goal, while already being the European champions. Really, the frightening thing is the fact that Spain were already world champions. A lot of us were in Sydney 3 years ago as their women won the World Cup. And now their men have won the World Cup. Something like that has never happened before. What sort of odds would you put on them winning the Euros in 2 years' time? You spent time in Spain. How would you explain this country and what they have been able to build, certainly with this team, but just with everything?
In Spain, it's not just a game, it's a way of life. They live it, they breathe it, and clearly they play it in just such a beautiful way, and it's fun to watch. It's a joy to watch. We should all enjoy this type of football. And hearing Zlatan and Thierry Alexis talk about it, the best team won. The best team throughout the tournament. I don't think we'll ever see a scenario again where just 1 goal against, 7 clean sheets. The best defense is a good offense. And the way in which they keep the ball, they break you, but then as soon as you get the ball, they win it back within just a couple of seconds. It's a commitment. Every single player to a man is so comfortable with the ball at their feet. You have 19-year-olds that look like 35-year-olds that aren't awed by the moment. And even in a day where we talk so often about stars, this is just the best example of a team. It is a team sport. And the best team won, and the best team showed it throughout this entire tournament. And it's incredible what they do.
You saw Ferran Torres a moment ago. He adds his name to the list of players to have scored the winning goal in a World Cup final alongside Andres Iniesta. Last time Spain won the World Cup in 2010, they took advantage of a red card for the opponent, and they won by a 1-0 scoreline in extra time. And yet so many players have made plays. Mikel Merino coming off the bench to score a pair of game-winning goals during the tournament. Aymeric Laporte has been a starting center back at 4 tournaments now, with 4 different partners next to him as part of this Spanish team that only allowed 1 goal. Alex Baena, who would have put him on the list of a guy to be a consistent starter?
But a perfect example, again, of a guy just that had so many important contributions for this group. And in a rare occasion where we think about history many, many years from now, about this World Cup, this edition, and who knows how many Lamine Yamal is going to win, wearing the number 19 shirt at 19 years old, turned 19 throughout the tournament, and yet scored 1 goal. That's the scary thought, that he's a World Cup winner on a day where he wasn't the star. But he understands what his role and what his importance is to this team, and he is willing to play that role for the betterment of the group. And I think when we look back, there's his brother Kane in the crowd, and he's been fun to watch him throughout the tournament. His just joyous, big smile as his brother goes on to win a World Cup. But we will think about not just what they did, but how they did it. And this team will be remembered for so many, many years about just how dominant they were. Thinking back to that opening day when they drew against Cape Verde. Scoreless draw, you asked me, are you worried about Spain? I wasn't. But I didn't know they were going to go and win in this dominant fashion.
There are now in the history of the Men's World Cup 5 teenagers to have won the World Cup while playing in the final, and 2 of them are on this Spanish team. Lamine Yamal and Pau Cubarsí, who, as you saw earlier, received the award for the best young player at the tournament. And Luis de la Fuente is the great example, as his predecessor as World Cup winning coach was Lionel Scaloni, of the Federation man. He was the youth national team coach. He didn't coach at a high-profile club. He wasn't a big star manager. He has done nothing but win, and he becomes now, at the age of 65, the oldest coach to win the FIFA World Cup.
He said it best in his post-match interview. He said, this has been coming. We've won at every level, and they have. They win at youth national team levels. He managed this team at the U21s, then gets the senior job, and the most important one of all, he is now a World Cup champion as well.
And here comes Rodrigo Hernandez Cascante, better known as Rodri, better known as Golden Ball winner for most outstanding player at this World Cup, former Ballon d'Or winner as World Player of the Year, either side of a torn ACL.
What a player.
A man who has done so many things, and really a guy that makes being a defensive midfielder cool, because he wins the most outstanding player of the tournament, not by scoring and assisting and doing all these things, but by doing all of the other things. And now it will be the job of Rodri with his teammates behind him. They've been together for the better part of 2 months now here in North America. And they traveled from Atlanta to Guadalajara to LA to Dallas and here to New Jersey. One final act on this incredible summer of soccer for Rodri to lift the trophy and for the celebrations to begin both here and overseas. And when Rodri's ready, here we go. Spain have won the World Cup. For those of us that have gotten to do this 3 times, for those of us who go back to 2015 in Canada, what a blessing it is to be a part of these moments and to bring them to all of you at home. Let's do it again sometime, shall we? Rebecca Lowe for one final time, down to you here at this FIFA World Cup.
As we see Messi depart the field and the trophy held aloft, John Strong, Stu Holden, thank you for your incredible work all summer long. Plenty more to come. Let's just bring you the superior player of the match, sponsored by Michelob Ultra. Ferran Torres is the selection after scoring one of the most dramatic goals in World Cup final history. His strike in the 106th minute proving to be the difference between Spain and Argentina. We've shown it to you before, let's show it to you again. They're celebrating in Madrid. Spain follow up their European Championship triumph 2 years ago with a World Cup title this summer. Highlights, plenty more reaction when we come back.
You going back home for the games?
Oh, I wish. Hey! Tap in.